Hi, my name is Mariana Toledo, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the social penetration theory. Basically, what it means is, in order to become best friends with someone, you have to first talk about the superficial stuff. Like, for example, I'm 19, I was born in Venezuela. After establishing those superficial comments, then you move into deeper, intimate information about yourself in order to create this sort of bond. So in 2016, I went to the National Leadership Student Convention in Washington, D.C. This was basically a camp for journalism students that were looking to broaden their experience. And I went for 11 days and I was in the broadcasting branch of the camp. So for 11 days, I was in Washington, D.C. by myself without my parents. This was the first time that I was traveling by myself and I was terrified, but I'm really excited to experience this and learn more things about the career that I was going to take in college. So I show up to the room and there's no one there. But my roommate's stuff was already there. She had already set up everything and she wasn't there anymore. So I assumed that she had already made friends and she had already left the room and wasn't going to come back for a while until the meeting later today. After about maybe 15 minutes, she did show up, and she showed up with two other girls. So she opens the door, and she looks at me, she's like, "Oh, hi, my name is Holly," and I introduce myself, and then she invites me to go back to the common area on the third floor where all of the other girls were. So we go down to the third floor, and yes, she was with those two other girls, but whenever we went down to the common area, she ended up sitting with me, and we were talking one-on-one while the whole group was kind of like talking amongst themselves. So we went over the superficial stuff, where we're from. We also figured out that we had the same astrology sign, which is super cool because we were both actually really into astrology. And we also later found out that her birthday is actually only a day after mine. So now that I have discussed the experience, now I will make some inferences. So the first couple of conversations we had were basically establishing and giving each other the superficial facts of the other person. So I knew her age, I knew where she was from, I knew what grade she was going into for high school, I knew her favorite color, what car she drove, her dog's name, just really basic stuff. But because we were with each other consecutively for 11 days, we quickly transitioned from superficial conversations to deeper, more intimate conversations about her personal life. What I learned from this experience is that even if you only know a person for a small amount of time, you can still progress to an intimate level of relationship by being transparent and honest. Feel that we were able to transfer from superficial conversations straight into intimate conversations because we were together for so long and we ran out of things to say, and because we were transparent and honest with each other, we were able to penetrate the superficial surface of our conversations and become really good friends. Now that I have made some inferences, I will discuss how these inferences can be transferred to other situations. Personally, I would use this theory in an opportunity possibly in the workplace with a coworker, or when I join a new club and I'm introduced to new potential friends. This theory can be generalized to anyone trying to develop a deeper communication with someone else. For example, this can be applied to anyone who is pursuing a relationship with someone. They must first introduce all the superficial aspects of themselves before attempting to reveal their vulnerability, or attempting to have their partner reveal their vulnerability. So, in conclusion, we did gain a sense of understanding from this example, therefore we can apply it to our real life situations. This theory is important because if you are truly trying to get to know someone, you can't just question them heavily on personal aspects of their life because you won't be able to reach that level of deeper intimacy. By applying the social penetration theory, you are authentically developing relationships with people and creating deeper, intimate relationships. Use my experience and the advice provided in the text to evaluate what type of situation you're in. Holly and I had limited time together, but we surpassed the superficial conversations because we effectively communicated until we ran out of superficial things to speak on. Time is valuable, so use it wisely. Thank you.